crowd is ready to get it on again here in Louisiana. Let's get it on by going upstairs. Our third man on our broadcast team. This is Mark Hero.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Grand Casino in Avoyelles, Louisiana, in Marksville, Louisiana, Cedric Kushner Promotions in association with Corona Beer, La Cerveza Más Fina, presents the heavyweight explosion main event of the evening, 10 rounds, Maryland heavyweights. Your ring officials assigned by the Louisiana State Boxing and Wrestling Commission. Your judges at ringside, all from Louisiana, from Franklin, Kenny Santos, from Metairie, Johnny Femia Jr., and from Cutoff, Barry Orgeron. Your referee for this event, from Destrehan, Louisiana, the elegant Elmo Adolph. Introducing the principals first. In the blue corner to my left, wearing the purple trunks with the white trim, he weighs in at 266 pounds. His professional record is all even at 16 victories, 16 defeats, 2 draws, and 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Hillcrest, Maryland. Here is Garing, the Freight Train Lane. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks, gold accessories. He weighs in at 240 pounds. He is undefeated in 28 professional bouts, 23 knockouts. He hails from Baltimore, Maryland. He is the USBA heavyweight champion and the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Introducing Hasim the Rock Rahman. 10 rounds, heavyweights.
Two fighters will be in the ring with the very capable, I didn't know he was elegant though, Elmo Adolph, as they get ready for their final instructions as they're frantically trying to get the warm-up off the top of Lane. As they get ready for that, take a look at the numbers on these two fighters. Tail of the tape, 266 pounds for Lane. You see on a rather smallish 5'10" to 6'2". And look at a nice reach advantage for the much younger Rahman here.
Yep, and the age disparity, very significant.
In the purple will be Lane. In the black belongs to The Rock. Lane, 266 pounds, 34 years of age. And the bell sounds and we're underway for round 1. Rahman off a 2-round knockout of Steve Pennell in a title defense of his IBF Intercontinental and USBA title in April of this year. While a loss to Lamont Brewster in Idaho on the May 16th card there, losing in a 10-round decision by Lane.
Gary Lane's name sounds familiar to boxing fans. That's for a good reason. He's fought a virtual who's who in the heavyweight division, including 3 former heavyweight champions, Larry Holmes, Trevor Berbick, and Riddick Bowe twice. He's also fought Ronaldo Snipes, Jeremy Williams, Corey Sanders, Buster Mathis, Obed Sullivan, and some guy named John Daly. I thought he was a golfer.
I did too. Ray Mercer along with Alex Garcia. Another couple of those guys thrown in there for good measure. Wow. He may be in with one of the toughest he's had to fight, not to take anything away from those guys, but Rock seems like a guy that is certainly on a meteoric climb to the top of the heavyweight division. You know, he's a deceptive, John, 240 pounds. He, to me, just doesn't appear to be that heavy.
That's why they call him Rock. You see him being very poised here in the first round, not getting over anxious. You know, the other good thing, I like the way the co-managers, Middleman and Nelson, have moved Rahman. In the last 30 months, he's fought 20 times. And young fighters need that kind of activity to hone their skills. A lot of them talk about wanting to fight a lot, but they don't do it.
Combination thrown by The Rock. back to that point, John, the fact also that youngsters, and this is a guy that's 25, have other things that they can be doing. If you're in the gym and fighting, you keep away from elements that might deter and, of course, take away from your career.
Well, there's no telling what Rock might be doing. You know, boxing kind of saved him, pulled him off the streets of Baltimore. He started boxing at a relatively late age. I believe he was almost 20 when he got involved with it.
Only had, what, a couple of handfuls of fights, yeah.
Amateur fights. So he was really a project in progress here. He's by no means a finished product.
You know, it's interesting. You look at Hasim Rahman coming in, and he had, again, less than 10 fights as an amateur. Lane had none, zero, nada, didn't fight as an amateur at all. And then you list those who's who, fighting all as a pro. Had to learn as he was going, the hard way, I guess.
And that is a tough way to go in boxing. If you really want to fight and do it the right way, you don't do it that way. But some guys don't have a choice, let's face it.
You have seen round number 1. Probably won't be a lot different unless Rahman gets a little more active in the second and the following rounds in a moment.
Has this ever happened to you? What a mess. This shirt.
Marksville, Louisiana. And it is Hasim the Rock Rahman fighting in the black along with Garing Lane, stealing the nickname from Freight Train Lane. Freight Train Lane out with the old Los Angeles Rams in the NFL, and Rock is going to work here, John.
Well, he's setting down with more authority, particularly with that right hand, to send a statement here to Lane early in the second round. You know, like a lot of journeyman fighters, Garing Lane is his confidence right now is shaken as a fighter. He hasn't won a fight in 3 years.
Wow.
And with Rahman, it's just the opposite. His confidence is overflowing. He feels he can get in there with the best of them, let alone a Garing Lane.
You know, interesting, you made mention he hasn't won that many times. His last 3 have gone the distance, so he is a guy that normally will stay with you. I don't know if he continue to take that kind of pounding or not, though. I'll tell you what, he in that swollen eye.
And he keeps exposing the top of that head, and Rahman keeps banging right hands off of it. And a lot of times, a fighter will lose his equilibrium when he gets hit on the top of the head. And I think Rahman is really measuring Lane at this point. I think he feels confident that if he wants to move in, he can get him out of there when he wants to.
Elmo Adolph, the very capable referee, is also at every chance looking at that eye that is continuing to take a pounding here from Rahman.
Rahman's throwing all the textbook punches. I like to see him add an uppercut, though, when he moves inside, and Lane drops that head down and makes an inviting target.
Rock trying to challenge in on Lane on the ropes, then lets him get back out to the center of the ring. One thing the Rock doesn't want to do tonight, that's get any kind of rumble battle going with Lane. That's a no-win situation for a guy that's worked into the top 10.
Well, and you also see Lane not in the best of condition. Rahman surely sees that, and he's putting together a fast pace in the fight to try to make Lane expend what energy he has. That'll make the knockout come much easier. You know, he told me a couple of years ago he doesn't go for knockouts. I mean, he's regarded basically as a knockout artist, but he just says he lets them come, which is a good attitude for a fighter.
Yep.
It's like a baseball player looking to hit the home run, trying, you know, Griffey over swinging on a ball. And we saw in the home run hitting contest with the big fella from St. Louis, Mark McGuire. You know, home runs just kind of come, and so do knockouts if you set them up right.
Rockman's trying to set
Get ready.
Here. He loads a big right hand. Lane in trouble on the ropes.
He's going to be on my lap in a minute.
He's down. They're going to have to stop it for a knockdown. A mandatory 8 count, but I tell you, the Rock really pounded on Lane, and that eye continues to bubble.
Well, if Rahman wants to finish the job, we've seen him do it before, unless Lane covers up, and then, of course, the bell rang, and that saved him. That bell ringing because Rahman looked like he was going to come in and finish the job.
Well, he had already heard bells ringing, but unfortunately they were not the right kind, as he was really pounded here on the ropes. And let's take a look at that attack by Rahman here on Garing Lane.
Good body shot underneath the left hand. I don't know. Rahman looked like he missed with that first right hand, but those other 3 right hands right on the button. And you see Lane turning around. Referee's got to watch that. That's a signal a fighter doesn't really want to go on much more. But I think he was just trying to stay out of the way there.
He also got hooked on the ropes and couldn't get his knee down. He was really trying to take a knee.
I think he was trying to take a a blow there so that he could not take a physical blow, but catch a blow, get out of harm's way, come back to fight the next round. The bell saved him.
Rock a pro since December of '94, and they're going to stop it. It either is that eye or he didn't want to continue. I would more than guess it's probably the eye.
I don't know. I got to believe the fighter quit in his corner, but I don't know if that's what happened. I don't know if the commission stopped that or not, but the fight's over nevertheless.
Well, the referee, Mr. Adolph, will officially give it to Mark Biro and will let us know exactly on the decision when it is announced. With the fighter not able to answer the bell, it is officially a technical knockout at the end of 2, with the fighter not coming out for the 3rd round. So, again, as Lane looking to take a knee, finished out the 2nd round, but either the eye swelling or a lack of desire to continue against one of the up-and-coming outstanding heavyweights in the Rock Rockland has ended the fight. USBA champion, IBF Intercontinental champion, again a non-title fight tonight, and he wins it easy. Get this, 29 wins, 24 by knockout. The Rock is on a roll. And he will certainly be a guy that a lot of people are watching for from this day forth, as he has had himself quite an opportunity to do everything necessary to get himself at the top. Robert Middleman along with Steve Nelson, both in the ring, the 2 managers. They will undoubtedly be talking to John Saraceno what's ahead. And with Rockman climbing into the top 10 of the IBF all the way up to number 3, it's a matter of time of the circumstances at the top of that particular ranking to see what might happen for a potential title fight in the IBF, or of course later on potentially somewhere in the WBC, WBA, or even some of the other associations that are starting to rank him near the top. As we pointed out, the International Boxing Digest has him just outside the top 10, but again, with continuing to win, he could vault that into the top 10. We've got the decision, and the official time of the stoppage here is Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner has retired before the start of the 3rd round due to severe swelling around the left eye. Therefore, the winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Hasim the Rock Rahman.
So as the celebration
A
continues
6-round
in the
fight
ring,
follows.
2 fighters, of course, and their congratulations. And again, that eye of Lane, you saw very close look at it, and it was not a thing of beauty, that's for sure. Also was obscuring the vision, and the way Rockman was peppering those shots off that eye, it was a matter of time until it splattered open, and that's exactly what the referee and the commission here in Louisiana certainly did not want to happen. Let's head upstairs, get the word from the Rock and others. Here's John Saraceno. John?
Rock, was that a satisfying way for you to end the fight? I mean, obviously you were crashing those big right hands off him. He says he couldn't see out of the left eye. I'm sure you wanted to finish the job yourself.
First of all, I'd like to say alhamdulillah, and second of all, I'd like to say I did finish the job myself, because his eye wasn't like that when he entered the ring. So it was because of my right hands and my jabs that disabled him from seeing. So I feel as though I did the job anyway.
I wasn't trying to take credit from you for doing it. Obviously, you swelled the eye up. I guess what I was trying to point out was, would you just as soon be able to stop him yourself rather than the referee stopping it?
Well, I believe you and everybody on USSB and everybody watching around the world know it was just a matter of time. I mean, Garing Lane is a durable guy. I don't think he ever been dropped this early in the fight. And, I mean, I put him down. He was well on his way to get knocked out. So, I mean, I like Garing. He's a friend of mine. I don't mean to say nothing bad about him, but the work speaks for itself. It was coming anyway.
All right, we're going to take a look at the knockdown here. If you could check out the monitor and tell us how you set that up.
Well, I started the fight. I did the same thing the whole fight. I seen the jab was working. The right hand was coming over top. My corner, Winky and Jim Strickland, Robert Middleman, they told me go to the body. I could get him out of there. I didn't listen to him totally because I was going head hunting a little bit too much. But I saw it was working. I thought I could get him out of there with the right hand and the hooks. So I just stayed with it. And when I dropped him, I looked at him in his eyes. When I hit him, he was on his way down. He wasn't quite down yet. And I hit him again. I knew it was just a matter of time.
Now, you're ranked number 3 by the IBF, which puts you in a very good position. What's your philosophy on who you want to fight while trying to protect that position at the same time?
I like to fight David Tua just to establish myself as one of the best heavyweights in the world. I think young heavyweights, it don't make no difference. There ain't no age group in fighting. So I think we're trying to get something with David Tua as we speak, so somebody can legitimize their ranking. I think both of us got high rankings, and we can put it on the line, and may the best man win.
All right, let's bring your co-manager in here, Steve Nelson, who manages you with Bob Middleman. Steve, what's next for Rock?
We're going to keep him very, very busy. We're going to expose him to the country. We're going to expose him to the world. And if David Tua wants to fight, like he keeps saying, and if Lou Duva keeps saying, Rock is ready for him anytime, any place. Bring it on.
Okay,
Say one more thing. You won't see no more decisions from Rockman.
okay, congratulations, Rock. Let's send it back to ringside and Sam.
Well, quite a heavy prediction there by The Rock. No more decisions. He's going to go for a headhunting job or a knockout, to say to speak, as he goes for another win, as he did tonight, his 24th. And again, he finally finished off Garing Lane. Lane looking to take a knee. That was at the end of the second round. And again, the eye swelling stopped the fight and was not able to continue. Well, we showed you by the International Boxing Digest the top 10. Look at these guys, the 5